Hey yo everybody. So welcome to this video. As you probably read the title, this is a video featuring Mumbo Jumbo's base from season 6 of Hermitcraft. And it does it is with Create Aeronautics and yeah. So before I really get into showing it, I accidentally did a sneak peek there. Oh, and another one. Uh, a few things to know. In order to make this work, I had to take some creative liberties on some stuff. I tried to theme it around sort of uh the Mumbo face thingy at top, sort of taking over and trying to take the base sort of deal at a certain point. So yeah, but let's go ahead and go check it out. So here we go. Um, so this is an alternate design I created. Uh, Now I have a schematic for the original design, and essentially what this does is this tries to keep the base level at a certain Y level. It's currently set to Y200 for where the altitude sensor is. Um, and it doesn't stay perfectly flat. So if you like stand down here, you can see it rocks a little bit, which is more than what the landmass I tested was, but it honestly adds to the it's floating in the sky feel, so I kind of like it. This green bits is Levitate. It helps keep it afloat, for those who don't know. What it does is essentially has a negative mass. So by adding one of these in, it reduces the weight by 9. By 9. I tried to align it after getting it all set up. Here's the altitude sensors for controlling the height. I wanted them easily accessible, so if, for example, you're actually playing this, you could easily adjust how high or low your base is. Everything still functions. The sorting and all that, it all functions since they did a lot of extra time and stuff on that, or not for the aeronaut stuff. So yeah, this is the control hub. The entire inside is filled with this because I needed a lot of Levitate to try to counteract the weight of this. I think I did a little too much, but I already had some design stuff going in, so I already did it. This is the gimbal sensors. This controls the tilt of the base. We have two sets. This is for heavy tilts, and this is for light tilts. This tries to keep it relatively flat. So if we take a little look at this, it's staying within a 0.1 range. Ideally, I'd like to keep it in like a 0.5 range. That keeps it really flat and like unnoticeable while you're on it, that it's moving and rocking. But 0.1 range is pretty good as well. It's not, you're not really gonna notice it too much. And the main fact is this design is good for keeping something floating, using only propellers, and that doesn't have a perfect center of mass. Because if you have a perfect center of mass, you don't really have to do a lot of this. But since this is for an imperfect center of mass, yeah. I tried to link it up all together as if it was survival. I didn't end up making the steam engine because I was thinking about making a steam engine to make this all work. But I was like, yeah, whatever. So this is sort of what it all looks like, how the forces distribute and all that. I don't know why there's a Leviton force right there. I'm guessing it's because they have, there's probably an end stone somewhere in a, like, decorative part of the build. Anywho. So, yeah, so we have these inner propellers right here. These inner propellers, they do the minor adjustments. So when it tilts slightly too far, these kick in and tilt it right back. The main goal of these is you want them to occasionally stop. And that means that you're providing enough force to get it to the right angle and have it stop. And the main thing you want with these inner propellers is you want them going and these not going, because these are for big tilts. So if I grab this, I tilt Mumbo's base just a wee bit. You see how these kick in, and it starts auto-correcting the balance, and eventually these will fully turn off, and it'll only be the inner ones that will turn on to fully level out the base. But yeah, the rope's decorative. I wanted to connect it somehow, but I didn't know how to connect it. And yeah. Technically, I could make a schematic of this, but the biggest problem with making a schematic of this is, in order to take Mumbo's base and make it a one entity that's floating without breaking it up into pieces, I had to modify my config. So to allow larger physics objects, because this is all one physics object. And luckily I only had to break one block because there was a glass block in the middle of this that was preventing me from lifting it up. I did, however, have to completely and utterly butcher down here to get it out. I also modified some bits here and there, like that, to add more Levitite in. I was really struggling getting the Levitite in without making it look horrid or completely replacing it like I did here. The main reason I did it here is just because I figured it'd look nicer to kind of have it, zooping out from like that. But yeah, this is Mumbo Jumbo's, at least this part of the base. It's fully functional. And technically, the only parts that are unfunctional is the system down here. And I do believe with using Create's Courier mod, we can make this functional. And just, like literally just patch it up as it is and make it functional to send stuff up here into the base. But I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to get Mumbo Jumbo's base floating. And the main reason I wanted to do this is my creative land mass build that I did. So there's a schematic you can actually download and use that uses this hover design, but it's purely creative use. It uses a bunch of creative motors to power everything, and it's just like a chunk of land I grabbed with honey and just slapped it together. And I was like, yeah, here's a creative build. But this one, I wanted to do another one that actually took like a build and turned it into a thing. Originally, I was going to do the castle in the sky, but from the Ghibli movie, like someone's built of that, but I couldn't find one that was small enough to actually function. Because I could get it like all glued up, but the moment you did anything with it or got near it at all, it would just disappear, and you wouldn't be able to do anything with it. But yeah. And what's cool about this is you can with some alterations, you could add fans, things like that, and fly it around. Oh, I didn't mean to lock it. So yeah, I can just move it. I can just yeet it over this way and float it over to crash into the. Just park it over here. Could raise it up higher, maybe. I don't know. There's a limit to how high you can bring it up. That's the issue I was coming across with the what you call it base. It would disappear the moment you left too far. Not even left too far. You just took one step away, it would disappear. You had to be in like in the dead center of the build. Yeah. So to kind of finish explaining it because I realized I didn't finish explaining. This propeller down here pushes the entire base up. So if I were to drag it down to low wire level, this pushes it up, gives it a little. Technically, you don't need this that much because those can handle like holding it up. But this one is to make it go up faster. Because without that one, it would take forever to get to the altitude that this wants to sit at. And this one pushes it down because those ones are constantly lifting it up. And if you don't have that one, it'll just keep going and going and going and going until the air pressure gets so low that it no longer can push them up. But you don't want that unless you want to be as up as high as you physically can. The only downside to these ones is you'll get pushed down if you're under them, but I mean, there's nothing under them. There's this, but you know, there's access these, without being under that, so that's nice. And yeah. Well, if Mumbo Jumbo sees this, I hope you enjoy what I did to your Season 6 base. The main, I'm not I tried to keep the spirit of the build intact, but, modify it to be, well, flight worthy. So I tried to leave majority of it untouched. And then when I was filling in this guy's head, I was like, you know what? I know how to theme this now. I'll make it so that this guy decided to just take control of the base and take it over. And that's what I did. And now he has taken over the base and flies it. But yeah. Okay. Well. Ciao for now, everybody. Bye.